drawing part. Okay, so we've got, I would start with the horizon line, so it's about a third of the way down. So just kind of talking through with students of how to start a drawing is another great thing, great skill to work through. And so looking at where these elements fall, so that, you know, the horizon line's about a third of the way down, and then this is centered. The horses and the carriage are centered here, almost right in half approximately, and then looking at the space here, so I kind of know where to start laying down these shapes, and I'm working also on drawing lightly so that I can go back in and adjust the shapes as I add in more details or layers. So I would start with just the carriage, drawing a straight line and the curved line, remembering all of our oils. I'll draw on that bottom rail for the carriage, another curved line. Whoop, actually that one should be straight on the bottom. Okay, and then our person here, I'm just going to draw that lightly and quickly, his hat, his face. His arm here. A little out of proportion, but we could change that later, but getting those shapes all kind of together first. And her kind of muffler. And then we got that fur there. So I could change its proportion, bring this back a little bit, but we'll just start there for right now. Blanket, and then the horses. So I would go back up by the horse's face and to start there and just draw the first horse, front horse, and drawing a curved line for the front of his face, and then a shallow curved line for the back. It's going to get kind of cramped here, and then down, and his foot. Almost straight line. I'm going to go to that front hoof. And curve, and then almost straight, back up. And then drawing that bottom leg, curve line. Okay, so that's that front horse and then the tail. Okay, so starting there, and then you could add in some trees and just thinking of simple shapes, curved lines. And even if we look at Grandma Moses's, there's not a lot of detail in the trees, so we just kind of start there, and then if we want to add more detail, we can. And drawing some in here. And then that house that's kind of tucked in the middle here. A little hill. Okay, and starting there. And you could obviously add in more detail and fix this, bring this back down. And back. Okay, but you get the idea. Start there. Alright, and for this one, I would start with that horizon line again, a little bit of that hilliness. Draw that in. Okay, and then I would work on the house next. This is a major focal point. That's where our eyes go, is that house, and then down to these people. So I'm going to work on those things and add also in the river too. But so for the house, just kind of I see a triangle shape and bring that down. And then this is kind of a rectangle shape. We're not measuring things out or using our ruler like we did when we were drawing perspective. Okay, just drawing there and just put that window in. Those are kind of the big things. And the house, draw those lines that overlap. And then now we've got the river. And the bridge here. Okay, and the people. So draw his sticks and his face. And the little boy. So there's, you know, kind of rectangular shapes and curvy lines, little straight lines. And these other kids. Okay, so just kind of penciling in this and then getting the most important or the major pieces of information here. A tree coming off of that. And then I could go in and add lots of more details, little lines for those little branches, and whatever that little building is there. And make, you know, you can keep layering in the little fence that runs back there and work on those branches there. But you get the kind of laying down those contour lines of defining those different spaces, and then I could go in and use the colored pencils. Or if your students kind of get those lines in, then you could start going in and adding more details or some cross hatching to make some shading. And you can even see in the fence here, so you could make some of those more than just straight lines. And then you could shade each of them because they're round, you know, putting hatching lines on one edge of them, or a little bit more on the other sides of these darker areas here, or along the bridge you could add shading there and cross hatching, or shading the posts underneath too, using the side of our pencil again. But I would encourage students to just take their time, and you can keep working on it at home and add colored pencil in, probably at home, because I don't think you'll probably have time for that in class. But that is Grammar Moses, so just kind of looking at those shapes and defining spaces, working on our oils and contour lines again, and a little bit of line and value. And that's it.